Margaret Thatcher, often called the Iron Lady, was a divisive figure in UK politics and the pioneering woman to hold the office of Prime Minister in the country. Substantial changes to the British economy, society and foreign policy marked her tenure from 1979 until 1990. Thatcher's political philosophy and economic policies significantly influenced the country's direction and left a lasting legacy still debated today. This history explores the life, career and impact of one of the most influential leaders of the 20th century. On October 13, 1925, Margaret Hilda Roberts was born in Grantham, Lincolnshire. The daughter of a grocer and local alderman, she was raised in a disciplined and politically conservative household. Her upbringing in a small business environment instilled a strong belief in free market capitalism and individual responsibility. Thatcher excelled academically, earning a scholarship to Oxford University, where she studied chemistry. However, her interest in politics began to take shape at Oxford, where she became involved in the University Conservative Association. Her early exposure to politics and her firm stand on various issues marked the beginning of her political journey. Margaret Thatcher's political career began in earnest after she graduated from Oxford. Her initial foray into politics included unsuccessfully running for the parliamentary seat of Dartford in 1950 and 1951. Despite these early setbacks, her tenacity and clarity of convictions gained her recognition within the Conservative Party. In 1959, Thatcher was elected Member of Parliament for Finchley, a position she would hold for over 30 years. In Parliament, Thatcher quickly established herself as a woman of formidable intellect and unwavering principles. Her early roles included serving as the Parliamentary Secretary at the Ministry of Pensions and National Insurance. Thatcher's expertise and approach to welfare and economic issues marked her as a rising star in the party. Her ascent continued as she held various positions, including Secretary of State for Education and Science, where her decision to end free milk for school children earned her the nickname Margaret Thatcher, Milk Snatcher. Thatcher's vision for Britain's future and leadership skills propelled her to challenge and ultimately replace Edward Heath as the Conservative Party leader in 1975. Her rise to the party's leadership was a personal triumph and a significant moment in British political history, setting the stage for her to become the nation's first female Prime Minister. Her campaign for the Prime Ministership was driven by a clear and compelling message, a promise to reduce the government's role in the economy, tackle the nation's financial troubles, and restore British confidence and standing on the world stage. Her determination and political acumen turned the tide for the Conservative Party, leading to a landslide victory in the 1979 general election. So what challenges and controversies awaited Thatcher as she took the helm of a country facing economic decline and social unrest, and how would her uncompromising style and bold policies shape the future of the United Kingdom? Stay tuned as we delve into her premiership's transformative yet turbulent years. Upon assuming office, Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher embarked on a series of bold and controversial economic reforms to reverse the UK's declining economic fortunes. Central to her domestic policy was a firm commitment to neoliberal principles, including privatisation of state-owned enterprises, deregulation of the economy, and a reduction of trade union power. These measures were designed to reduce public expenditure, combat inflation, and encourage private enterprise. Thatcher's tenure saw significant economic restructuring, leading to initial unemployment and social unrest increases. The early 1980s were marked by a series of conflicts, including the miners' strikes in 1984 and 1985, symbolic of the broader resistance against her policies. However, her government maintained a firm stance against what she viewed as excessive union power, ultimately leading to a shift in the balance of power between unions and management. Despite facing considerable opposition, Thatcher's economic policies began to show results by the mid-1980s, with inflation falling and economic growth returning. Yet the social and economic divide between the affluent South and the struggling industrial North widened, leaving a complex and contentious legacy. Thatcher's impact was not limited to domestic affairs. She also left a significant mark on international relations. Her tenure coincided with the latter stages of the Cold War, and she forged a strong alliance with US President Ronald Reagan, sharing a mutual distrust of communism and a belief in free market capitalism. This relationship bolstered the transatlantic alliance and contributed to the end of the Cold War. The 1982 Falklands War stands out as one of Thatcher's most significant international moments. It was sparked by Argentina's invasion of the Falkland Islands, a territory under British sovereignty. Thatcher's decisive response and the subsequent British victory reinforced her image as a strong leader at home and abroad. However, her foreign policy was not without its critics, particularly concerning her stance on South Africa's apartheid regime and her initial resistance to closer integration with the European Economic Community. Margaret Thatcher's time as Prime Minister ended abruptly in 1990 when she resigned after losing the support of her cabinet and party. In her post-premiership years, however, she continued to be an influential political figure, both in the UK and internationally, albeit a divisive one. Today, Thatcher's legacy is complex and multifaceted. Her supporters laud her for revitalising the British economy, playing a pivotal role in ending the Cold War and reasserting Britain's global influence. Critics, however, highlight the social and economic inequality that her policies exasperated and the communities left behind after the industrial decline. As history continues to evaluate her impact, the story of Margaret Thatcher remains a powerful narrative of ambition, controversy, and transformation. Her life's journey from a grocer's daughter in Lincolnshire to the highest office in the United Kingdom is a testament to her formidable personality and her indelible mark on the world stage. So what lessons can we draw from Thatcher's leadership in today's political and economic climate, and how does her legacy continue to influence contemporary debates and policies? These questions invite us to reflect on the enduring impact of one of the most influential figures in modern British history.